Okay, hi everyone. I'm Chloe, and here's my Minecraft base. It is really something. I can turn off night vision. So this is my main ME system, and it has a lot of channels. I'm using over 1,000 channels, and it's just you have to automate a ton of stuff. You have some sort of auto crafting stuff in the mass assembler, some quantum network bridges, this little nanobot thing that gives me all these nice status effects. Now let's look at some of the stuff on this floor of the base. These are my on-demand single blocks, and I also have a few over here which are set up to parallel the crafts. I don't use them as much anymore because I have most of that passively automated now. And now we head over here, we see a lot of passive crafting, like miscellaneous stuff. It's generally organized based on the machine or sometimes the theme. And yeah, I have a lot. Like, it's some of these are empty because I haven't set them up yet, but there's just a ton of stuff passive that's kind of insane. It's it just keeps going. Anyway. And they're obviously out of some stuff because, well, this pack is ridiculous. Uh, okay, but we have all these machines, and um, yeah, it is really something. Here's my induction matrix, which stores all my power I produce and transfers across my base of flux networks. It can handle up to 1.59 billion R per tick. This is my current power gen. It's just one of these creative. I could do up to 600 million if you use all 6 sides, and I was technically using another one, but I wanted to make it look better for the endgame recipe, which let me just show you what that looks like. It's this, and you need all this stuff, and I am nowhere near making this because I have to make 8 of these things, which, yeah, look at this recipe. This is not happening at all. So let's get to some more automation. These are my empowered crystal setups. And I was struggling a lot with empowered diamantine, so I set up 4 more of them. This is one set out to make molten glass, because it lets you turn cave crystals into an actual crystal in molten glass. It's pretty useful. There's some advanced rocketry machines. I have a lot of extended crafting stuff over here, like combination craft. These towers, these combination craft. This one is like for infinity catalyst, and some of those recipes I don't need as much of, or at least I don't need to make a ton at once. There's this tower which lets me make more the ultimate components. Which let me show you that recipe. Yeah, this is the recipe. This is what the ultimate ingots look like. You need so many of those. I actually set up a thing for that. There's some of my other multi-blocks over here first. These are some metallurgic fabricators. This is a multi-block you can use. This is the singularity line, which lets you just dupe the singularities in matter balls infinitely. It's pretty straightforward, but it's pretty useful to have. And there's some other machines like Advanced Metallurgic Fabricator. I don't really use this one anymore. And these are some advanced assemblers. It's lets you do some recipes and for like way cheaper. And I have them duped a lot. Like there's 8 of them, so it lets me do some recipes really fast. This is the Cosmic Forge, which is just it's an endgame multi-block that lets you make a bunch of alloys faster. Let's get an example in JI. Say and cheaper. So stellar alloy. This is the normal recipe you start with. And keep in mind, nether stars, they're actually pretty expensive, so you need all this stuff. It is the bait of my existence, let's just put it that way. And then you get this from DML, but yeah, this is the base recipe, and then here's the recipe in the Cosmic Forge. And in this case, I'm playing on hard mode, so that means the pack is much worse and grindier, but it also means do eternity and you get to do this recipe, and that needs singularities, so have fun with that. But yeah, it takes 30 seconds, so I use this eternity upgrade, which is 4 times speed, 10 times R per tick. It uses way too much power. It's like 1 billion. To some other automation I have here. This is like atomic reconstructor stuff. I'm using the reconstruction chamber. This is my ultimate in gear setup. It just uses packaged auto and oh god, it's so slow. I don't know what I'm supposed to do to speed it up. At this point, it looks like I ran into another bottleneck. I don't even know what I ran out of at this point. It's just ridiculous. Oh my god. Okay, but like that's ultimate ingots, and yeah, I used a lot of them. This is some other stuff. Hey, the resonant cell frames. This has a really funny recipe. It takes 5 seconds each, and you need to make a cajillion of these. So yeah, you're gonna need to have that automated. Otherwise, you're not gonna have a good time. And this just passively produces it. And I have other stuff like that, like cosmic meatballs. I have ender stars somewhere here. There's ultimate stew somewhere. This is endless stars, this recipe. Which, yeah, have fun with that. And what else is there? This is ultimate stew. And this one's the Osco glass solar panels, which the solar flux are born, but honestly, it's not really that useful until the later tiers, although you could do solar arrays. They're both options. So here are all my passive cosmic forges. I have 17 of them, one for each of the major recipes. They're level limited to a really high number, like 100k, and it produces them much more efficiently and passively, and buffers a large amount. So it is really helpful compared to not having it. Originally I passive it with the slower basic or advanced ones, but yeah, they aren't that fast. So yeah, some more machines here. Oh yeah, let's show my assembler spam. So there's this multi-block called advanced assembler. Talk about it makes recipes cheaper. Let's get a good example. Teleportation cores. This is expensive. So instead, you get this recipe, which is cheaper in terms of raw materials, but has added complexity in the form of needing to do with the void. It's still cheaper, so the advanced assembler recipes are almost always worth it. So I have this whole setup, which basically passives like 120 different recipes in them because I needed all those items. And it's constantly, it's kind of insane. Like, you have heavy machinery, buses and stuff, and it's just, you need so much of everything. It is ridiculous, especially in hard mode. In normal mode, the main differences are that you can mine Eternity and Infinity stuff on another planet, so that makes it way easier in the endgame. You only have to make the 48 ingots for this. And then also, there's a bunch of resources are added to the Void Miner resource pools, like empowered stuff, nether stars, flux, ender crystals. It makes it way cheaper than, well, whatever the hell I'm doing here. And I have a lot of these. This is too many. Anyway, let's get to some other part of my base. Like, oh yeah, this is the passive setups. They're parallelized just too slow. I switched to X there recently because it's better for TPS, but honestly it's still not going to be very performant. Anyway, it produces a lot of everything. These are like the ones that are just miscellaneous. And you see all the stuff I'm producing. Now you have the ones that are like designed for various purposes. So these are plates. This is like obvious, like just lots of pressurized. With nuclear craft machines are faster than normal, but use more power, so it's a great fit. And I obviously have the speed and energy upgrades produced passively. This is alloys, which is, oh yeah, I should show this something. So it's, item logistics is really just not fast enough, so I had to resort to using modular routers with lots of upgrades. This is probably really laggy, but honestly, who cares at this point? My base is a mess. Oh my gosh. These are the melters, which are the bane of my existence. Like, I tried to use fluid lasers with them, but they didn't work because they kept disconnecting, so I had to, well, basically do whatever this is. It's basically blatant abuse of A2 subnets. Also, this entire section is abuse of A2 subnets. It barely uses any channels on the mainnet due to the subnet tricks, but this part is just ridiculous. And look at all of these melters, it is insane. As of the fluid infusers, I had these fluid lasers this time. Oh well, it works. It works fine. It's not really anything special. You use so much flux electrum and luminescence and stuff that it's ridiculous. This is the gears, and there's also a random one for coins, but it's mostly gears. And look, I'm out of iron gears. See the storage mod. Wait, that's not right. Okay, I'm dumb. Let's ignore that. Oh my god, that was just a skill issue. But this is the dust one, which, funny story, I accidentally made like 12 million obsidian dust through this setup, which would be fine. Except I just still run out and have to make more, which is just telling about this pack. Okay, the Blizz and Blitz powder is the bane of my existence because it doesn't have a manufacturing recipe, so you just have to suffer. You don't get to use the fast machines. Okay, well, let's look at the other floor now. I have a lot of stuff down here. Like, it's really just a lot of miscellaneous automation. Just lots of different, like, lots of nuclear craft stuff. Boric solution, sulfuric acid, hydrofluoric, I think I made new stuff for it. Like, there's just a lot of stuff. And also like multi-step stuff like crude steel, the industrial installation, so the funny recipe, appears to be latex. So, pancakes. Oh yeah, this is funny. I actually had a problem with producing enough eggs and it was really laggy, so I made this recipe, which is unironically better. That kind of says something about the pack. And they have lots of more miscellaneous type automation. And, oh, I should tell you about the cryoduct recipes. This is a fun one. If you can't see the air quotes, it's very, yeah, have fun. And you get to make U10L, which is another one of the banes of my existence. And this is just my phytogenic insulators. I have a lot of them. It's just stuff. Rich slag. There's like lots of random components. Like, especially if you're playing on hard mode, you will need to scale them. Like, so much. It is ridiculous. This pack is insane. Like, I don't even know half my faces. Look at this stuff. It's just, oh my gosh. Plastic. It's just, okay. This is my first general DML setup, and I go over here, and then we have loop fabricators. Then I should show you the other bane of my existence. These things. It's some things you need like millions of, and it's just too slow. And then even that's not enough. And I didn't want to make another 512 of each of these because that would have just killed me inside. I did in fact run out of snowballs at one point. Yeah, nuclear craft overhauled. It does things. As, oh boy. Oh yeah, this is a funny story. So I once ran out of silicon despite making a lot of material stonework factories. So I had to make a whole compact machine and put a bunch of them in there. This is like, oh my god, this is so. So there's like more setups, some mechanism stuff. Scaling mechanism is such a pain, I swear. Milk, you do need milk. This is fishing. Yeah, this is my HTTP setup, which is, it kind of sucks, but what can you do? This is the peat setup, because you actually need enriched peat for singularity, but you only need to make the singularity once, but still. Okay, so like some compact crafting automation. Okay, there's just a lot of stuff. This is like, I have a lot of my nuclear craft chemicals over here, which I really had to parallelize because I had so much of everything. It is insane. This pack is ridiculous. Oh yeah, this is another one of the banes of my existence. Niter. So you make it from sandstone in a manufactory, and you need one of it per 2 erothium dust, and basically it's the bane of my existence. I make sandstone like this, and it's really slow, so I made 64 material stonework factories, and that physically hurts me inside. And this is a eutectic NAK alloy, which I'm now out of for some reason. Yeah, she pretends that she doesn't know exactly why she's out of the thing. Oh my god. Oh my god. It's like a random mineral farm. I have Fidos, but I needed mineral berries, and I feel like I'm going out in circles with this base. I used to have ore processing over here, but well, that's I moved it and stuff. Oh my god, this is okay. This is just the basement. It's a basement. I didn't put any effort into making it look good, and it shows. Okay, right now let's go get to. Okay, so this is the water setup. I originally used fluid lasers, but it kept breaking every 5 minutes whenever I breathed it incorrectly. So I made whatever this is, and to be fair, it does work. Okay, these are my mob farms. I have them off now. Totems gave me a issue just because actually pulling them from the mob crushers was too difficult. Item logistics is too slow, etc. There's just I use mob duplicators and a subnet, and well, I think this speaks for itself. And there's also some other items that shouldn't be there, but honestly, who cares? Okay, where's the? This is Grains of Infinity. I made this setup a while back, like in the early game. I originally had all these firewater things that was too slow, so I set up a bunch of fire starters to try to speed it up, and it kind of worked. Oh yeah, I should show you the capacitors. You can't tell. I have played Project Ozone 3, so... Or I should start with Titanic, even though you don't need as much. You do get the advanced assembler recipes later, but until then, have fun! Okay, where did I go? Oh, there's the rocket launch site. This is how they made the early game to launch my rockets, and then never used again because I had a space station. So I go here and I can just go to space. Okay, can't tell I did things to the environment that probably are best not spoken of. Let's go to the nuclear area, which I could teleport, so I'm too lazy for stuff. Oh, here it is. Okay, this is nuclear craft. Now, originally, I had it so you had to actually use fission reactors for everything except LU-235, but it was too slow, and I did the math, it was going to take like 500 hours, and I couldn't scale it up properly, so let me just show you what I came up with. It's so bad. I came up with this recipe using molten ultimate. Well, it did fill up eventually, but it wasn't a good idea. And I had a lot of machines for that, and just, yeah. And this is the one that makes TBU, which actually still working after like 100 plus hours, so that's good. You didn't even need that much TBU, it's like a small amount for some recipe, you'll get it, this thing. But yeah, I did that, and I also I turned off radiation for this world just because it was lagging a lot. Not like it's helped my TPS. My TPS sucks right now because I have so much stuff. I think the last thing to show off is going to be my space station. So, yeah, it's not anything special. I have some solars up there. I used to have a fusion reactor over there, but I have creative power now, so I don't care if it's not needed anymore. Hypers is still needed, but yeah. And DT fuel. I used to it for a recipe, but I didn't get to that recipe because I don't want to make 2,500 infinity ingots with. Let's see this recipe. Look at this. This recipe is exactly as bad as it looks. It is very so. The singularities, and then yeah, there's this thing. I still don't know why I made this. I guess it's funnier than it being an ultimate crafting recipe, but like, oh my gosh. Oh my goddess, this is just stupid. And then we have other recipes. Have fun. I should stop showing up the recipes, actually show up the base. Okay, so this is probably the last part I'm going to show off. These are my void miners, and well, it produces a lot of resources, and that's because I have way too many of them. These are like combination of like void and resource miners. You need clay singularities, so I made a bunch of those. And these are my 64 other tier 6 void ore miners. And before you ask, yes, this is actually a thing I need. It's not just, oh, she's just gonna do this because it's fun. No, I actually do need that much resources. It's ridiculous. This pack is insane on this mode. I mean, the normal mode, when I played normal mode, I only needed like 12 or 16 void miners. she pretends that's a normal amount to need. Okay, but these are my primal furnaces, which is this ore processing multi-block. It basically does a stack per tick of any ore for really good yield. The thing is, let me do the math. Let me count up. The thing is, I still need 11 of them to process all my ores. That kind of tells you a lot about the way this pack is going. The fact is that you need 11 of a multi-block that literally does a full, it's just a full stack per tick, and you need 11 of them. And if you can't tell, that means I'm insanely rich and have like tens or hundreds of millions of everything. Which, well, I mean, I have 64 tiers. There's a funny story. I added compressed obsidian to this in my first playtest just because you needed too much obsidian, and it worked, so I guess I'll just take us back to the main base and, well, and yeah, this is, I'm not making this. I'm not making 2,000 more infinity ingots at 15 TPS and having to wait 300 hours IRL, which, like, I don't want to do it. I could be doing literally anything else other than AFKing, and I'm not even on a server or sub. Yeah, this is just, well, it's certainly a base of all time. And that's basically my point. It's my base. Oh, these are my CPUs. So yeah, it's my base, and well, enjoy. It is really special. As you can say about it, it kind of works. It's really impressive. Honestly, the joke I made is that it's very autism coded, but that's besides the point. Yeah, meow. I can. Let me do that again. I couldn't resist. I can't go a minute without. There you go, I swear.